Hello, 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 good people, and welcome to Happy, Healthy, Whole with Sharia Farmer. I am Sharia, your host, and I'm excited again to be here. If you haven't already, like or subscribe to our channel. We are dedicated to giving practical tips to Black women around healing and self-love and prioritizing that as our journey of healing. Today, we're going to talk about mindfulness, which I can go on and on and on about it, but I'm going to try to break it up into a number of different parts for us, starting with the starting with the transformational power of mindfulness, and especially as it relates to healing and trauma. And so I want to start with that so that we can have a baseline of understanding. And this is really for us to do so in a way that is about healing together. And so before we get started, for the purpose of hashtag and following, we are always using the hashtag healing and joy as one of our hashtags to make sure that I am checking out on my different social media platforms. This will allow me to kind of see what resonates with you as an audience, what questions you might have, and what's encouraging in some of the podcasts or conversations that we're having. Again, that's healing and joy. That's hashtag healing in joy. And so I'm looking forward to making that an interactive hashtag for us. And so that being said, we're going to start with our quick affirmation, which is to heal or not to heal segment of our show, which is usually just a few seconds or a few minutes around a affirmation or positive statement that is around today's topic. And since today is mindfulness, I am going to start with the affirmation: I intend to have a healthy life. Again, the affirmation for today under to heal or not to heal is I I intend to have a happy, and I'm going to stretch that one again. I intend to have a happy, healthy, whole life. Again, today's affirmation is I intend to have a happy, healthy, whole life. And I hope that this affirmation can be a guiding source for this week for you to come back to think about, to really kind of journal on and have an understanding that you deserve just that happy, healthy, whole in your life. So I intend to have a happy, healthy, whole life. All right. And so today's topic is mindfulness. Again, I'm sticking to this shorter show instead of me talking a lot. And so some of it is going to be quick versus full information. And so let's talk about it from today's topic, which is about the potential and the healing of mindfulness in the aftermath of trauma, because we talked last week about just the reactions of trauma. Individuals face a lot of challenges, and really what mindfulness does is it allows for us to have a powerful tool on our journey of recovery. So let's start with a definition. So really, when it comes down to it, mindfulness is a practice of being fully present and engaging in the moment without judgment. Again, it is being fully present and engaging in the current moment without judgment. It involves cultivating a level of awareness of your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations throughout your body, and fostering a connection between your mind and your body. And so I want us to just start with that level of understanding, because really today we're not going to get into the actual mindfulness. We're going to just talk about the role in which it impacts your recovery. So when it comes to trauma, you really are thinking about, how did my mind or my body respond to that trauma? What levels of distress and memories, triggers, or emotional responses do I have? And mindfulness offers a structured approach to kind of gently confront these experiences without that judgment. Um, so it's a coping mechanism. It's a way to establish a healthier coping mechanism than sometimes our natural reactions that we may have been trained and or have developed over time. So by grounding oneself in the present moment, individuals can create a level of safety mental space to navigate the aftermath of whatever that trauma is. And then they also learn to practice the mindfulness to help reduce things like intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, emotional responses, physical responses in our bodies to those things. So, how do we build this emotional regulation? So, trauma, like we talked about, often disturbs our regulations of what we can do, what we can tolerate, what we can take. So, it leads to these more intense emotions and overwhelm and or numbness of emotions that are overwhelming. And so, what mindfulness does, it provides us the opportunity or the tool to observe, understand these emotions without entangling ourselves in them. So it's an observation, it's a understanding, but it's not an entanglement within them that could cause more distress. So it's creating this compassionate way um, to to connect with one's body and self while also disconnecting or distancing themselves from the trauma and the regulation or dysregulation that they may be experienced. So it's more like allowing for more of a balanced and regulatory emotional state as you scan through or acknowledge what you truly are feeling. So really it builds emotional regulation. The other thing that it does is it strengthens our resilience. Mindfulness contributes to the development of resilience and it encourages this non judgmental acceptance of one's experience, that there is no fault, that there is that's let me take that back. There is no fault in yourself for the experience of the trauma, and that you're fostering this inner strength and adaptability to face the adversities by doing these mindfulness scans or meditations or different mind body connections to really truly be present and in the moment and learn to kind of regulate our mood. But at the same time, we're doing it without judgment, which means that we're allowing ourselves to be human and not connecting ourselves to guilt or shame that we may have experienced as a result of that trauma. As we think about this and we kind of delve into this a little bit further over the next couple of weeks, I really just wanted to set the tone for this week as knowing these few things about what mindfulness is, which is the definition, and really knowing that the practice is being fully present and engaging in a current emotions without judging. And then cultivating this awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and sensation while fostering a connection to your mind and body. So that's the definition. Understanding the role it plays in trauma recovery, knowing that when we are allowed to use mindfulness, it offers a way to structure a gentle approach to the experiences that we are having. Mindfulness becomes a coping mechanism. So it's replacing some of the reactions or responses that we may naturally have with an aspect of mindfulness that helps us in recovery of trauma. So it's creating a coping mechanism that might allow us to be more grounded and present in the moment while creating a safe mental space for us in relation to that trauma. And then lastly, it's building resilience. It's allowing us to really create that coping mechanism with no judgment and allowing us to encourage ourselves to be non judgmental, accepting of our experience while also fostering a more inner strength that is about adaptability at the same time allowing us to see that we can face adversities. And so when we think about it from that perspective, we want to explore mindfulness from the perspective of different techniques, different approaches, and also exploring it related to our individual healing is also going to help us to know what type of guiding mindfulness tools would be the most successful for our journey. So think about this from the perspective of making sure that we incorporate mindfulness into our actions every single day. So, what I'm going to do next week is talk about not just what mindfulness is, but also what are some resilience and daily practices that you can participate in that are considered mindfulness tools and techniques that you can develop after the trauma. All right. I hope everybody takes good care of themselves. Again, this was just the foundation of understanding what mindfulness can be in a response to in response to trauma. And we're going to get a little bit deeper next week. All right, y'all, take good care of yourselves. Be well.